If you ask most women where rich men meet their wives, you'll hear the same recycled answers. On dating apps, at exclusive nightclubs, at yacht parties, in luxury hotels or resorts. But here's the forbidden truth. None of these are the places where wealthy men choose their wives. Do rich men appear at clubs? Of course. Do they flirt on Instagram? Certainly. Do they entertain women at parties and on yachts? All the time. But those are arenas for play, not permanence. Those are the places where rich men test, sample, and distract themselves. A rich man might take you to dinner after meeting you in one of these spaces, but he will not stake his empire on a woman he found there. He knows those are hunting grounds for the opportunistic. He knows every smile, every laugh, every touch could be transactional. And so, while millions of women chase the illusion of being discovered in glamorous, high-energy settings, the women who truly succeed in securing commitment know better. They understand that wealthy men protect themselves, that they filter, that they observe. They don't look for wives where desperation lives. They look for wives where rarity exists. Think about it. If you were a billionaire, would you risk everything on a woman who found you at a bar? Would you place your trust in someone who DM'd you relentlessly on Instagram? No. A man who has power must also guard his power. And that means he doesn't just select a woman. He selects the context in which she appears. This is why most women waste years chasing shadows. They invest in looks, in attention, in competition, believing that if they shine brighter than the rest, they'll be the one who gets chosen. But the stage itself is wrong. You could be dazzling on the wrong stage and still be invisible to the men you want. Here is the darker truth. Rich men do not want wives who fight for their attention. They want wives who move in silence, in grace, in rarity. They want the woman who seems impossible to find, who doesn't need the spotlight, who doesn't orbit the same predictable arenas where everyone else begs to be noticed. And so, if you truly want to position yourself for marriage into wealth, you must understand where these men actually choose their wives. Not the illusionary zones of nightlife, but the subtle arenas of credibility, class, and access. In the chapters that follow, I will reveal them, one by one, the 5 hidden zones where rich men consistently meet the women they marry. But first, we must dismantle the myths, the lies that keep millions of women trapped in the wrong locations, waiting for a proposal that will never come. Because once you free yourself from the illusions, you'll finally see the secret map that the wealthy have been using all along. Before we reveal the true arenas where rich men quietly choose their wives, we need to clear the fog of illusion. Because most women are not just wandering off course, they are sprinting toward dead ends, competing in arenas where they can never win. Myth 1: Nightclubs and bars. You've seen it before. Women dressed in glittering dresses, waiting for a rich man to buy the next round of champagne. The problem? These are places where men go to be entertained, not to make lifelong decisions. To a wealthy man, the woman who lives in the nightlife scene is not mysterious, not valuable, not rare. She is predictable. He knows she will flirt for a bottle. He knows she thrives on attention. She becomes part of the background noise. She is there for fun, and fun is not foundation. Myth 2: Dating apps and social media. Yes, some couples meet online, but let's be honest, the rich man scrolling apps is usually looking for quick distractions, not dynasties. He is inundated with thousands of women flashing curated beauty, filters, and desperate captions. When every woman looks the same, Nothing stands out. Wealthy men may swipe, but they rarely marry. And even when they do, it's not the woman who begged in his DMs. It's the one who somehow seemed above the chaos. Myth 3. Chasing him in his spaces. Some women believe that if they just insert themselves into luxury resorts, first-class flights or VIP parties, they'll be chosen. But this creates a different problem. Visibility without credibility. A man can tell when a woman is there because she belongs, and when she is there because she clawed her way in, hoping to be discovered. To a rich man, the difference is obvious. The second type is dismissed instantly as opportunistic. Myth 4. Competing in beauty alone. A devastating truth. Beauty alone will not secure the ring. Yes, it may secure attraction. Yes, it may spark obsession. But wealthy men know beauty is abundant. There are endless models, endless pretty faces. What they cannot find easily is refinement, restraint, discretion. A woman who only leads with looks is immediately placed in the temporary category. These myths explain why so many women, even the most stunning ones, spend years orbiting rich men, but never becoming wives. They are playing the wrong game on the wrong field. If not clubs, not apps, not parties, not beauty alone, then where? Where do rich men look when they want not just a lover, but a wife? Where do they search when they are thinking of dynasty, family, permanence? The answer lies in 5 hidden zones. Each one acts like a filter, sorting the rare from the common, the wife from the fling. The first of these zones is philanthropy, the glittering world of charity galas and legacy building. This is where dynasties are cemented and where wealthy men quietly scout for women who can elevate their name into history. Let's step into that world now. Imagine a ballroom filled with chandeliers, violins playing softly in the background, and tables draped in silk where fortunes are pledged with the flick of a pen. This is not just a party, it is a marketplace of legacy. The charity gala, the fundraising dinner, the art auction. These are not about charity alone. They are stages where the wealthy signal virtue, network, and, most importantly, observe. Why do rich men find wives here? Because these environments are filters. To attend, you need access. You need a network. You need the kind of discretion that keeps your name out of gossip columns. Women who appear here are instantly seen as pre-vetted. They are not desperate. They are positioned. At these events, the wealthy man is not looking for the loudest woman in the room. He is scanning for the one who glides quietly, the one who seems comfortable in silk gowns, who can converse about art, culture, or philanthropy without looking rehearsed. She is elegant, she is calm, and most importantly, she looks like she belongs. Case studies prove this pattern. Many billionaire wives were first noticed not in nightclubs, but at foundation dinners, auctions, or cultural galas. Why? Because these environments speak to legacy. A man who has made his fortune wants to protect it. He wants his name tied to dignity. The woman who appears here signals that she is not only beautiful, she is socially aligned with his empire. What should you learn from this? Position yourself where legacy is on display, not by faking, not by crashing, but by finding authentic paths into charity circles. Volunteer, support, join boards. Start where you can. The key is not to look like you are hunting, but to look like you belong. Philanthropy is only the first filter. But wealthy men are not only looking for elegance in charity, they are also scanning for brilliance and ambition in institutions of power, which brings us to the second hidden zone: elite professional and academic arenas. Zone 2: elite institutions, universities, law firms, medical programs, finance summits. These are not just professional spaces, they are mating grounds for dynasties. Why? Because these environments signal discipline, intelligence, and credibility. Many powerful men marry women they met in law school, at business conferences, or through shared professional pursuits. The appeal is obvious. She is not just beautiful, she is accomplished. She reflects ambition. Wealthy men are drawn to partners who amplify status, not drain it. A woman with credentials, even if she never practices them, becomes an asset. She can host dinners, hold conversations with leaders, and raise children with intellectual weight. This is why institutions of excellence are fertile grounds for wives, not just careers. Zone 3: private clubs. While institutions signal intellect, private clubs signal access. Think country clubs, yacht clubs, equestrian societies, golf resorts, or members-only co-working spaces. These are not about money alone. They are about belonging. You cannot simply pay your way in. You must be invited, vouched for, or aligned with the culture. Inside these circles, men are not searching desperately. They are living. They play golf, sail, attend mixers, or dine with friends. The women who appear here do not chase. They flow. And because access itself is restricted, every woman is already filtered. To a rich man, this creates trust. If she's here, she's already one of us. But the most fascinating hidden zone is not the professional or the exclusive club. It is the cultural sphere, where taste, refinement, and sophistication silently separate wives from flings. Let's step into the opera house, the museum, the lecture hall, the places where the wealthy quietly test for depth. Picture the hushed reverence of an opera house before the curtain rises, the quiet intensity of an art exhibition, the intellectual buzz of a lecture at a university or think tank. These environments may seem less glamorous than yachts or penthouses, but they are infinitely more powerful as wife zones. Why? Because cultural spaces filter for taste. A rich man who attends these places is not simply flexing wealth. He is signaling refinement. He is declaring that he values more than money. And the woman who appears here demonstrates she has cultivated depth, patience, and elegance. In these spaces, the rules of attraction shift. Beauty is still noticed, but it is filtered through sophistication. A woman who can discuss a play, interpret a painting, or debate a lecture topic is unforgettable. She becomes more than arm candy. She becomes a partner in the mind. For wealthy men, this is the key difference between short-term distraction and long-term wife. Case studies confirm this. Wives of tycoons often appear in the society pages at cultural events, operas, gallery openings, film festivals, museums. These are not random outings, they are recruitment grounds. A woman who understands the codes of refinement signals she can elevate her husband's image effortlessly. But there is one final invisible zone, the most powerful one of all. The place where introductions are curated, vetted, and sealed. It is the realm of trust, the inner circle. And it is here that the richest men make their most permanent decisions. The final wife zone is not public. It is not a gala, not a university, not an opera. It is private. It is invisible. It is the inner circle. The wealthiest men rely on trust. They are suspicious by necessity, and so, when it comes to choosing a wife, they often turn to introductions made by family, trusted friends, mentors, or long-term networks. A woman who arrives through an inner circle introduction bypasses every fear of opportunism. She comes pre-vetted. She comes trusted. This is why so many dynastic marriages look inevitable. The woman was already known to the family. She was already in the circle. She was already seen at dinners, holidays, small gatherings. By the time the man chooses her, the groundwork is done. She feels like destiny, but in truth, she was strategy. So what can you learn? If you are not already in the inner circle, you must work your way toward it. Build trust, not noise. Cultivate friendships with gatekeepers, mentors, professionals, older women, connectors. Become known quietly, respectfully, consistently, because once you are trusted, you no longer compete. You are simply elevated. And that is the ultimate forbidden secret. Rich men do not choose wives in chaos. They choose them in order. They choose them where legacy, intellect, refinement, and trust converge. Clubs and apps are distractions. Inner circles and refined arenas are destiny. If you understand this, you will never again waste time waiting to be noticed in the wrong place. You will position yourself in the only places that matter, the hidden zones where dynasties are born.